Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Office Bloke Aidan.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Here we are, three of us on Sports Edition.
Yeah.
So if sports is your thing, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe.
Yep.
Mike's jumped on this one. That can only mean one thing.
Football.
English football. Soccer, football, English football, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And the Premier League in particular.
Back up and running now, aren't we?
We're up and running. And one thing we've done every year for the last few years is do a quick preview of the
season ahead.
Season
sort
ahead
of thing.
Yeah. So before we go into the results from the first week, quick thing of who do you think is going to win the league, Mike?
Arsenal.
Aidan?
I think City.
I can't go against City, but I kind of agree with Arsenal. I think Arsenal are going to be strong this year.
I think it's good. I think it's going to be close, but I think it could be Arsenal or City. I just think Arsenal might edge it this year.
Yeah.
One of the reasons is nothing lasts forever, and at some stage someone else is going to win it, and they're the most likely still. I'd say at the moment, no one else is strong enough. I don't think to go against City.
Between two teams, 100%.
I think it will be.
Quick one on relegation. Bottom three.
I think the three that came up personally.
Three that came up.
Leicester, Southampton, and Ipswich.
Possibly. I think Ipswich might do all right. I've just got a feeling Ipswich might do all right. I know they got beat at the weekend and they've got a tough match coming up next as well, but just the way they did play it, I just think
we'll touch on the teams as we go along. What's it? Just a quick 1, 2, 3. You've done your three.
Yeah.
I think Everton, Southampton, and possibly. I can't think of another one.
I'm gonna go Everton. I think Everton are going to be struggling.
I think you said Everton to go down every year for the past 10 years.
Yeah. Southampton I kind of probably agree with, and I'm also going to put me what's out here and go
your wild card.
Wild card, Crystal Palace.
What?
Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure.
a
I think
crazy
one of my other ones,
Crystal Palace are one of the best managers in the league right now.
Possibly Forest this year.
You've got
Forest. I think I'm
just not convinced by him.
I think Crystal Palace will finish in the top 10.
Well, we'll go through it as we go through them. Let's start with the fixtures anyway and start off. The first game was on the Friday, 16th of August.
Yeah.
Manchester United against Fulham. Mike, give us your take on it.
Yeah, did okay. It took 20-30 minutes to get into the match. I think, like a lot of teams, a lot of people have been away on international duty with Euros and Copa America as well, as well. I think a lot of people are at a lot of different levels when it comes to the players as regards fitness.
Yeah.
I think it really showed for us, but it's not just us. I think same for all teams. Quite a few teams. I think we got into it in the end. I think we deserved to win, and we looked okay. Looked all right, but the season ahead, it's going to be tough. But
the bit that surprised me about the opening game was the opening game, United against Fulham. I'm like, that'd normally be at 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
But they used it for a Friday night, Premier League opener, which I thought, you had City v Chelsea, which was two big clubs.
That's a Super Sunday game.
Super Sunday game maybe, yeah. So whether West Ham Villa, again, was it a Super Sunday? I don't know. I can't remember what day it was on.
That was Saturday night.
So yeah, okay, maybe get one of the big clubs in there with United, sort of thing.
They don't normally do a Friday night first match either, do they?
They do every season.
Oh, really?
Didn't we do it last year?
Okay. Yeah, we Burnley away.
Yeah. We had Burnley away on the Friday last season, yeah. I thought it was a typical first game of the season.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes. I think it wasn't not great quality in the match. I don't think, but from our point of view, I think just getting a win under our belt is the main thing.
You kind of knew it was going to happen, didn't you?
Yeah,
you were going to score.
Yeah, in the last few minutes. Yeah. Who scored the goal? I can't remember. Is that the guy?
Xerxes. Yeah. I mean, Garnacho missed an open net as well.
He did.
Oh, yeah. How he missed it, I'll never know, but it happens, I suppose, doesn't it?
What are you happy with the United squad?
Fairly at the moment, yeah. I think we still need to offload a couple of players and possibly still need a couple of players in. I think it looks like they'll probably get that Ugarte in the next week or so, I think.
Who would you like to offload?
I think Sancho's probably has got to go.
Yeah.
Possibly Casemiro, although he's looked a lot fitter this year than he did last year. And I think.
Do you think Casemiro will go back to being the assistant coach with Ted Lasso?
It's a bit rude, really, but I don't know. Last season and the start of this season, he has looked fitter, but I'm still not convinced. We have to see how it went on, but in general, fairly pleased with the squad. You can't change it all in one go, can you? But no. I think maybe a couple of additions, maybe another left backs. Still not convinced by the fitness of Malacia and Shaw.
Yeah.
Still a bit. Because they're both injured again at the moment, so that may be another option.
Yeah.
But at the moment, fairly happy. I think we need more players going forward.
That Mazraoui looked good, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He did, to be fair, he looked pretty good. I've never really noticed him before, but yeah.
And he'll be alright.
Yeah, but he looked pretty good, and obviously then it gives us a lot at left back, which is better than some other standings we have there. So
yeah.
But not too bad.
Yeah.
I'm fairly pleased with the business. I think Yoro looks really, really good. Although I only saw him in pre-season. Unfortunately got an injury again, but I think he's a really promising young player. So
where do you think? What are the aspirations for United from United fans'
I think this year,
perspective?
I think hope for top four, but at least top 6 maybe. But I'm hoping top 4. But very, very early days. I think. Hopefully, going along, we might do another video and we'll see how they're going after like a few more matches.
Are you in the Europa League because you won the FA Cup?
I think we are. Yeah, I think it's Europa League.
Europa League, is it?
Yeah, so it's obviously again not ideal.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're better off missing out, aren't you?
Yeah, because I think you finished 8th. You finished
8th in the end. Yeah, 8th in the end. But because of the FA Cup, we get into the Europa League. So
right.
Yeah, we'll see.
As for Fulham, I think they're missing Paulinho. Without a doubt,
cracking player.
Yeah,
really good player.
I think they've got a very good manager. I think they were a bit unfortunate in the game. I don't think United had probably a couple of chances which were probably better than Fulham's. But Fulham probably didn't. I'm not sure.
The chances that Fulham had, they just absolutely fluffed them. So
yeah, Fulham are definitely missing a forward again. I'm not sure the forward line they've got is going to cut it.
I think so. Yeah,
but I think the manager. I think they've got enough. I think they've got enough to stay up. Put it that way. And I think they'd be again mid-table.
I think so.
Yeah,
decent manager.
Yeah.
Good team, play some good football sometimes, can give you a game, but just a bit of quality.
That range between 10 to 15th, that just doesn't matter.
That's where they're going to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think they're too good to go down, not good enough to break into Europe.
And I think there's a few like that we'll be talking about where you just think one player short, maybe a striker, and it'll take them up a notch or two. But
Arsenal being one of them. I think West Ham Villa. Now, last season, if you go back to last season's predictions, Villa were my surprise for the top 4, and Villa got into the top 4.
Have we rewatched the video to confirm that?
You can do whatever you want, because I know I said that.
Is that true?
Villa were my...
We've just forgotten, haven't we? We don't care.
I said Villa last year for the top 4, and they got in the top 4.
Fair enough.
I just thought, and I think now they're going forward into this season as well. I think they've got a strong manager. Doesn't lose many. Unai Emery. Quite a strong manager, I think. He knows how to play. He's a very good cup manager, as we've seen when he's been at Sevilla and teams like that. But I think, who's West Ham's manager? Is it?
It's Lopetegui.
Lopetegui, isn't it? Yeah. I'm just not sure he's cut out for the Premier League.
He's a bit negative with his tactics.
I think he's a Spanish La Liga sort of manager. I just don't think the Premier League's for him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, West Ham have made a very, very good signings, I feel like. I feel like they've got quite a strong team.
How come Rossi can play though? I thought he got banned.
Who?
The Brazilian midfielder.
Paqueta,
yeah. He played.
Yeah, why not?
He was only banned for a certain amount of time, wasn't he?
So I think he's just finished his ban now.
No, I think he's just been banned now, like recently, like in the last few months, that it's all come to fruition, because City were going to sign him for quite a bit of money, like 80 million. Right. And then we cooled the interest in it, purely based on the fact that it was being done for illegal betting.
Right.
And it was something to do with like Ireland in Brazil or something, some kind of island in Brazil.
He's either served a short ban or he
he's
hasn't
not served
banned.
it. He's not been served it. He's not done any ban yet.
Right.
He's been charged, but he's not been banned yet.
Right. Well, obviously they're still playing him, aren't they?
Yeah.
So allowed to.
Yeah. He's a great player for me as well.
But still a good team. Villa. The only thing with them is they've got contend with Champions League as well, which we know is tough.
Yeah, it is very tough.
I'm not sure squad-wise whether they've got the squad to cope with it. I think last season they did all right with injuries. I think Mings was out for a while, wasn't he? But
they've lost Douglas Luiz, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got Onana in place, haven't they?
So they've got Onana. They brought Onana,
which is a good player.
It's a good like for like sort of squad.
Yeah, he's used to the Premier League.
I was a big fan of Douglas Luiz.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a like for like type player.
I disagree with that.
Douglas Luiz had a bit more flair than Onana's got, but I think Onana's got a bit more of an engine.
I think Luiz is more mobile. I think he got about the pitch a bit more. But
I thought the opposite. I thought Onana was more of a mobile, sort of like a bit of an engine on him. Taller sort of player, a bit more physical than what Luiz was. Luiz would have that little bit of silky, sort of like trickery, all that kind of thing.
I think Onana's still a decent player anyway.
Yeah. But Watkins will always give you, a decent return up front.
Yeah. He had a shit game against West Ham though, didn't he? It was that John Duran that came on and scored the winner.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. That's right.
Yeah, they've got and that's what you can rely on, people like Duran coming on and and doing that.
Did you see he was going to sign for West Ham and he was on Instagram Live and he was like that?
Yeah.
He scored against him in the first week.
Yeah. I mean the window's still open, so anything can happen. But yeah, I think West Ham. But again, probably mid-table.
Yeah, I think Villa top 6.
Mid-table
somewhere
to struggle.
Top 6.
Villa
I think West Ham finish about 10th, 9th.
Yeah, West Ham top half, I think.
I'm a bit unsure with West Ham. I'm thinking West Ham more.
Well, mid-table top
fighting
half,
relegation, but hovering like between that 17 to 14.
Well, but like I said, it'd be interesting with Lopetegui, won't it? As to how he copes with it.
I just don't think he's cut out for the Premier League.
Yeah, but David Moyes wasn't a very thingy manager either.
He was prolific at Everton, though. He was not when I say prolific, he was steady. He was steady at Everton. Yeah. Steady at West Ham.
Yeah, it's no thrills or anything like that.
When he went to United,
if you think that, then you could say that about
yeah.
Lopetegui at Wolves. He was steady. We never really
didn't really do it with Wolves.
No, I know.
Wolves came into fruition when Gary O'Neill took over.
Yeah, and you wonder why it's going to be different at West Ham with him, don't you?
Yeah,
that's
the
thing.
think he's got it.
So I get that.
It could be a language barrier. It could be a cultural barrier. I don't know. I just don't. That's my personal opinion.
I think West Ham have too many good players to be that far down the table.
Yeah, I think they'll be round about the halfway.
Paquetà's going, mate. I'm telling you, he's going to get banned. That's the deal with Paquetá. He won't play the whole season.
Yeah, very good player as well. Yeah. They'd be a big miss, wouldn't they?
Massive miss, huge miss. And once Paquetá's out there, or Paquetá, whatever you pronounce his name, once he goes out of the equation, West Ham's squad changes. Jared Bowen, a couple of injuries. Someone like a Bowen gets injured. Kudus is okay. Yeah, you get a couple like that, but who else do they rely on? There?
Yeah, but literally West Ham, what they've needed for the past few years to break into that top six is have a out-and-out striker, and they've got that Fulcrum. I know he's quite old, but he was like he was playing in the Champions League final. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So was Emre Can.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't mean you're going to do it in a He didn't win the Champions League.
Played in the final. No, like Fulcrum was actually good in the Bundesliga.
He was a sub of Germany in the Euros. When he come on in the Euros, he was a handful, and he is a handful.
I think the way West Ham play, he might be all right for him. I think he's that time. So yeah, we'll wait and see on that. But he could be all right.
I think Villa top six. I think so.
I think so. Yeah. Even Champions League, I think they're going to be around about top six. Very very good team.
Fancy Villa being a good team this season.
Yeah.
Forest won. Bournemouth won.
Yeah, probably fairly predictable. Like I say, I think Forest might struggle.
I mean, on my acca, I had that to be a draw.
Who's Forest manager?
It's Nuno Espirito Santo.
Oh, he's still
right,
in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm looking at the way when with the other clubs that he's had over here, and again, I'm not convinced by him.
No, I think Forest.
I mean, he just didn't do great at Spurs because that was probably a bit of a leap for him. But
yeah,
he was always at Wolves.
He did all right. He did well at Wolves.
Yeah.
That suited him with all the Portuguese influence there. But then I think going somewhere else, it just doesn't seem to suit him.
Forest seemed to me more like a really good Championship team, than a Premier League team. And I think it's. I think they've also got an issue with maybe possible points deductions they might be facing, along with Leicester as well.
Yeah, I thought they've already.
Maybe it's out of the way. I don't know.
They did that
you never know with the Premier League. Yeah. They make shit up as they go along.
But Bournemouth, I think they'd be like bottom 8.
Bottom 7 or 8. I'm not sure with Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth might be pushing for a top 10.
The only thing with Bournemouth, they've got a very good manager and they play a certain system which is a lot better than a lot of other teams in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But they've lost
Solanke,
and they've relied on him so much last season.
I don't agree with how much they've paid for him.
Solanke's money is just like way out of the...
But for Bournemouth, who's a very good striker, and to get someone like him...
But they have replaced him. They've replaced him with Evan Nilsson
from
the Portuguese league.
Yeah.
What was it? Where was he?
He's
Brazilian, but he was like Porto, I think.
Evan Nilsson. He looks decent.
Yeah, but it's a bit of an unknown when you get like players like that in if they're going to cope with the Premier League or not. It's a bit of a gamble.
Right.
Whereas Solanke, you know we can do it.
Yeah, but Solanke's only ever done one season, I think.
Oh yeah,
he's only ever given one season return. He did it in the Championship, I get that, but so did a load of other people who've never done it in the Premier League. But in the Premier League, he's only really done one season return, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he only had that one decent season.
Well, last season?
Didn't do it at Chelsea, didn't do it at Liverpool. He's done it at Bournemouth, but he's not for me. He's not prolific enough.
I know what you mean, but I think Bournemouth is probably more his level.
And to sign the guy coming in, what did he go? 65 million to Spurs.
I think it was, wasn't it?
That's like 62 million over.
I don't agree with what.
We were talking the other day. We were saying about
he's
probably
way overpriced.
Yeah, I don't agree with how much he paid for him, but I do feel like it's a good signing for Spurs.
I'm not sure.
A jury's out for me.
I'm not convinced. I watched him for Spurs the other night play against Leicester, and he missed a few chances.
You'd rather have Solanke up front than a winger up front from Spurs. You know what I mean?
Well, someone like the Brazilian,
like
Richarlison.
Yeah, Richarlison.
I'd rather have Solanke up front than Richarlison.
Probably good point. That. Yeah.
But I think Bournemouth will be a top 10 team.
Right, fair enough.
I think top 10. Like 13th.
Yeah. Okay. Newcastle versus Southampton.
Southampton
can't win a bloody game when the other team has a red card in the first half and still can't even score a goal.
No. Well, Newcastle, decent team again though. Got Joe Linton back again, which is a big play for him.
It's whether they can keep hold of Guimaraes. And
the other guy that was banned as well has just come back as well. Is he back now?
I don't think he is. He got
back this week. I don't think he's back this week.
He's not far off back, so I think that'll be a big plus for him. Him and Joe Linton back in midfield, then I still think they'll be a good side. Newcastle, I think they'll be
I
top
think
6,
they've
7
got,
again.
they've got no Europe this year now as well, so
No.
they'll
Yeah.
probably be pushing for it. Unless they're... Where did they finish, Newcastle?
They must be, because they must have been 5th or 6th.
Was it?
Nah,
Well, Chelsea was 7th, we were 8th.
nah, Chelsea was 6th. They must have been
Oh,
7th.
maybe 7th.
Maybe they got
maybe
it, maybe
7th.
they get in that conference then, I'm not sure.
Who was the
I
top
don't-
4
I
then?
don't
It was
think-
City, Arsenal,
Villa, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And then Spurs must have been
Then I think
hovering around there.
Spurs, then I think obviously Chelsea, then I think Newcastle.
Yeah,
Then United.
yeah. I think
Those-
Newcastle might be behind United. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Newcastle
Anyway.
might have been behind.
Might be 9th. I know they had a bit of a drop off at the end of the season. didn't they?
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
So I didn't
on
think Newcastle had Europe, but they might.
But anyway, what you've got people like you've still got the Isaacson up front. Alexander. Is it Isaacson or Isak?
Isak.
I get mixed up with
Isak.
the keeper. He's played
Yeah.
City. So Alexander Isak, he looks
What a
decent.
player.
Yeah, he's got
He
absolute
looks
goal,
more than
goals,
decent.
he's
Score
got
goals.
decent
He's
plays,
the,
played
second,
well
he's the
for-
second best
Yeah.
striker in the league.
If they can keep hold of
He's
Anthony
good, yeah.
Gordon, if they can keep hold of Bruno Guimaraes, people like that, they've got a chance of top 4.
Yeah.
I think,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
without a doubt.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Manager's decent.
They'll definitely be up there, top 6
Yeah.
at least. So
My only thing is, depending on when the window shuts, if Newcastle have a couple of dodgy results, they might pull the trigger with Eddie Howe. That's the only
so,
thing.
yeah, I think he was
It might be
cheating
a
on it
bit-
because he had a poor
yeah.
end of season, didn't he? So
Yeah,
you
He
just
had
think
quite a few injuries.
you just get the feeling with the people that own the club now will maybe
Yeah.
be getting itchy fingers
Yeah.
and waiting
Yeah.
to sort of like pull the trigger.
Yeah,
but,
but I think Newcastle got potential to be a top 4, definitely a top 6.
Yeah.
Southampton, I think, might be the new Sheffield United.
I think Southampton rock bottom.
Rock bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. I just can't see it. I don't know who they've got. I know they've got. Did they buy Delap from us?
No, that's Ipswich.
Ipswich.
They've got Taylor Howard-Bellis at the back.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Championship player though, isn't he?
He is a championship player.
Yeah.
He's unfortunately he's a great lad, but definitely a
he
championship.
definitely could be like bottom 5 or 6.
to be
I
bottom,
would guess.
to be bottom 1.
I think
You
they're
reckon?
guaranteed,
Yeah.
bottom 3 at
Yeah,
least. I
yeah.
think.
I just can't see it.
Did I
just
say
can't see it.
Southampton before for my bottom 3? Or did I
Yeah,
forget about
you
them?
said Everton, Southampton, and someone I couldn't
You said you couldn't
someone
think of anyone else. Yeah. But yeah, Southampton.
I think
definitely.
said Forest didn't, and
Yeah,
yeah,
you
that
did.
might
You
have
did.
struggled. So.
Yeah. Everton, bit of a shock result this for me, 3-0.
This was the
Yeah.
only bet that let me down. I had Everton to
Yeah.
win like
Bit
a
of a
cheeky
spanking
1-0
at home,
at
that,
home.
ain't it?
Kind of
But-
thought Everton might get off to, they've had time to regroup.
They always
a little
win
bit.
like 1-0 first game.
Yeah, I thought they've had time to regroup over the summer.
Yeah.
They'll probably come out and they'll probably come out fighting. Sean Dyche will get them fired up and all that. But that's a spanking, that.
Who they bought,
they've-
Lustanana.
Yeah, they bought that Irish centre back, didn't they, from Lyon? But I can't think of his name. O'Brien or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
It's-
right, yeah. But I mean,
never
Brighton
known
are.
them.
They've been playing the same way for years now, haven't they? They've got a good basis in there, haven't they? The way the clubs run, same type of players.
Got some great
And
players.
they can always give you a game. They keep
Who's
the
the
ball so
manager
well,
of
pass it
Brighton?
about so well.
Manager of Brighton is,
I don't even know who was after De Zerbi went.
I do know.
Yeah.
I can't, you might have to Google it.
Does it say if I click on the
No.
till? It's just going to say on the lineup, innit?
I do know is,
Yeah.
that's him.
Fabian
Herzler, isn't
Herzler.
it?
Fabian Herzler.
Yeah, that's him.
Young manager.
Yeah, he's,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's that's what they've done. They brought in, they bring in the ones for the future.
31.
Yeah, he's young.
Oh, yeah.
Players older than him.
Yeah, I know. But when you look at that's a spanking, that 3 now.
Didn't even realise
Yeah,
actually
he's
Young
in
got
it.
sent off as well, to be honest.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. that
It was
the
4-0 as well. There was a goal disallowed, wasn't there? in the
Oh,
last
was
one? Yeah.
but you see now, Minter got an assist. They just signed him from Newcastle, haven't
Yeah.
Yeah.
they?
Well, it wasn't really. I knew, he was on loan, wasn't he?
Danny Welbeck banging him in as usual, of course.
Danny Welbeck.
Danny Welbeck.
Goal and an assist there. Yeah. So I just think Everton are just in a crisis. They've got
It's
this new
just every-
stadium. They've got the new stadium beckoning for next season. I
That's
guess.
why they
It's
can't
just
really not have the
everything-
money to buy players because they're spending
Such-
all in the stadium.
It's not just a statement, it's trying to sell the club, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then they sort of like pulled out again at last minute,
Yeah,
didn't they? So
yeah.
it's an absolute mess there, isn't it? So
Did I read something about Amanda Staveley, who was at Newcastle
yeah.
with her husband? Did they sell their shares in Newcastle and trying to form a consortium to buy Everton?
No, I didn't hear that. I know they've sold the shares in Newcastle anyway, but I didn't know she was trying to buy somewhere
Yeah, I
else.
thought I read
Not
somewhere
heard
about that. Yeah, but it's
Right,
that's
okay.
a pump in that for Everton.
Yeah, Everton need to turn
yeah,
that around
great.
if they want to.
Quickly as well, I
Didn't
think.
they? They're gonna
Otherwise,
be away-
again,
I guess-
Dyche will be up the road,
Yeah,
won't
I
they?
guess
got
they're going to be away
Spurs
from
away.
home. Spurs away this weekend.
Really?
That's
Not
Spurs.
good for them.
Feel for them.
No, Spurs are out to get what happened went through Leicester. We'll touch on that in a bit, but I just think Everton. I just think they're going to be struggling, and I think they're going to be bottom 3, and they're going to be hovering around that relegation.
I think
scrap.
they'll
Yeah.
survive. I do think they'll survive because Everton's just. They're just too big of a team to go down, aren't they?
No such thing, mate.
I know, but like, why has it never happened then?
City
Because they've been.
City went down.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, They've been like one of the worst teams in the league for the past 4 years.
It'll come. The people are progressing. Smaller teams and smaller clubs are progressing a lot faster than what Everton are. Trying to keep their head above water. Everton.
You just worry about the ownership there. That's one of the big things. If it's a stable company, you'd think, they'll get it together. But it's just with everything going on there, it's like it's a bit of a joke, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't want to spend money. Trying to sell the club. They're not selling the club. They've got to move into a new stadium.
Window shuts next week.
It's just a bit of a mess there.
And you can go through most clubs and you say, oh, they signed such a body, they've signed such a body. I can't think of anyone who Everton have signed that's a name that you think, well, that might change Everton's fortunes a little bit.
I can't.
But I just can't see Everton surviving. Brighton, on the other hand, I think with the new manager, they got the young.
That's what they do. They sign players that you've never heard of, but then they end up being a bloody good
player.
player.
Well, they've been doing it for a few years, haven't they?
The Argentine kid, I know he's looking at going on loan, McAllister as well, but the Argentine kid at the fullback, Barco, I know we were looking at him big time at City, and it looks like he's going on loan now to, I think, Sevilla or someone like that.
Yeah.
But we're just trying to get him more like
Danny
playing time
Welbeck.
out of his.
He's one for the future,
But I think I can see Brighton being definitely top half of the table.
Yeah,
possibly pushing for a European spot.
I'd definitely go.
They always are. They always are.
Yeah,
well, they have been for a few years.
Very good team, very good club.
Just on the day
they'll finish between that 6th and 9th.
Yeah. The only problem I've got with Brighton is to get to their stadium's a pain in the arse.
Yeah, you have to get on like 2 different trains.
You have to get a train from Brighton to Falmer, I think it's called, is it?
It's out of the way anyway.
And then you get on the train, then they have all the ground there, then you have to get back on the train, back into Brighton, and then wherever you're going to go from there. If you do it by train, you can drive obviously, but it's as everyone knows, it's on the south coast.
So from here, it's like a long way. It's one of the furthest teams in the Premier League. A good 6 hours just driving, isn't it? So it's even that's just.
And then you're on the bus or a car for like 4 hours, and you're thinking, oh, we must be home. Then you just hit the M25.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man,
really?
4 hours.
For Americans, that's the closest game though.
It's what?
For Americans, that's like nearest other rival.
Probably
closest game.
Yeah, it's annoying that, but. Anyway, Brighton, I think top 6.
I'll go with
top. Well, I feel like you've said 7 teams for top 6 now. Arsenal,
Wolves. You thought that's a given that result. You knew Arsenal were going to win there.
It was always going to be 2-3 now, wasn't it?
Yeah, I said before, I think they'll be challenging you for the title basically. So I think they'll be up there.
I think Arsenal are 2 players short of being a really, really good team.
I feel like they already are.
I think they are a good team, but I think they're 2 players short of being really, really good.
Yeah,
think about it. Are Arsenal not top 3 teams in the world?
Probably up there.
So is that not classed as really, really good?
They've not won anything though, have they?
That's very
true. Of recent
very
times.
True.
It's only when you start winning stuff of recent times where you're going to say that makes them a team that's don't know when they can put like challenges. Liverpool were really, really good, and all of a sudden they went away a little bit. They had a couple of good seasons with Klopp where they were pushing City at the top, and all of a sudden they started dropping off a little bit and going backwards a little bit when they didn't replenish what they had as good. They didn't build on what they had. And I think Arsenal now is the same. If Arsenal, I don't know why they haven't done it, but I don't know why Arsenal haven't gone for Ivan Toney. I don't know why.
I
think something must be with Aidan Toney.
I'm not convinced.
Why is no one going for him?
I'm just not convinced as an Arsenal type of player. I'm just not for Arsenal. Not with the way they play. I still think they
need a 9.
I don't think he's mobile enough for what Arsenal want.
I mean, they say that, and I don't think he. I agree with you. They probably do need a 9, but Kai Havertz bloody scores them goals.
Is he a 25-30 goal season?
Well, I mean, if he gets the form that he did at the end of last season, he will. He's already scored the first game of the week.
I love Kai Havertz. Don't get me wrong. I love Kai Havertz as a player. I think he's a fantastic player, but I don't think he's a number 9.
I know what you mean.
No, I don't think either, but he scores goals.
I've never been his biggest fan, but I think second half of the season he really lit up, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did start to get better.
And if he keeps that form throughout this season, he'll definitely get 20 goals.
And I think Arteta's probably quite pleased with the way they're set up there and the way they sort of gel together up front. So
I heard today that Arsenal is sniffing round the kid who used to play for Everton, went to Atalanta. Lookman, Adamola Lookman.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Quick story about that. I went to Everton and I was handing the ball to the referee as a sponsor, and the ball boy was in the tunnel, and I grabbed him by a headlock and went, "Hey, good luck today, little lad."
Yeah.
Hey. Turns out it was Adamola Lookman waiting to be presented out onto the field. Just signed him for like 19 million. I've got him in a headlock.
Where is he now?
Well done.
Atalanta, I think.
Was it right?
Nah, he was at Atalanta. He could be, but I think he was at Leipzig.
He
played in Germany last season.
Played in the Europa League final last year, or the final Atalanta were in. Yeah, he was in the team. Yeah, that played in. They played Fiorentina or something. Was it Fiorentina? Atalanta.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
He was in that team. But I think Arsenal are going to be top 2.
Yeah. So do I.
I think everyone does.
I think Wolves again. I mean, another one mid-table-ish. Just a bit of an unknown for me.
Wolves could struggle. I'm not 100%.
Lost Neto, haven't they?
Yeah, they lost Pedro Neto.
It was a
big
loss.
Big
miss, although I think he was injured.
They lost Max
season,
Kilman as well, who was probably
yeah.
one of the most important players.
Wasn't he their captain?
Yeah, I
Max
think so.
Kilman.
He was
He was the skipper.
So, be one of those
Yeah,
ones.
I'm not sure who he brought in. Just click on the Wolves team there, Aidan, and see what the squad was for that team, or the team was for the game against Arsenal.
Can I see the lineups or no?
Yeah, just
their bottom lineups. See. Aidan, I quite like Aidan as well. Not a bad player. So they've got Doherty back, I guess. Oh, Lamina's captain now. Yeah, doesn't scream at you like.
Matthias Cunha's got to start.
Yeah, he has. First, would he have been at the Copa?
America.
No, he won't be in Copa. He's Portuguese.
He's Brazilian.
He's Brazilian. Maybe he was at the Copa America then. So he may have just come back.
Yeah.
Daniel Podence, he's just come back from loan. Hasn't he? He was on loan somewhere.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, Tommy Doyle he've got as well.
Yeah, he was on loan in Greece, wasn't he?
Somewhere like that, yeah. But again, it doesn't scream out to you that they've got like a squad that's going to be pushing for anything of any. They might scrape the odd result here and there. They might get a 1-0 against.
I mean, to be fair, going off the stats, possession-wise, they did all right and had a few shots, didn't they?
I mean, Wolves had a few chances. They gave it away at the back, Arsenal. But Arsenal, if you watch the whole game, Arsenal were the better team by miles.
To be fair, playing Arsenal as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right up there with City last season, so it's a tough start for Wolves.
It was one of them. It was like if Wolves did score, Arsenal would have just gone into third gear and probably scored again themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I've got a feeling, with Gary O'Neill's a fantastic manager. I think he's a great coach. Whether he's a good manager, I don't know, but he's a great coach for me. I think he's a top coach.
I think they're one of those, again, further into the season, you'll be able to see how they're developing. It's different. Certain matches, Arsenal away, it's going to be a tough one to judge for the rest of the season, but I still think, top half of the table for Wolves for me, I think.
Yeah, I think mid-table, mid to bottom.
Middle of that bottom half, like 15th.
Correct. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Ipswich Town, Liverpool.
First game for Ipswich in the Premier League.
First half, Ipswich really good, pressing like mad.
Yep.
I think ran out of steam a little bit second half, unfortunately.
I think another team with a great manager as well, by the way. I think
he's
a great manager.
Done so well for him, to be fair.
I was talking about him with you when he was at United, if you remember. We used to have our conversations, and I used to say, when Ollie Solskjaer was at United, I think Kieran McKenna was the one pulling the strings.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, I think he was the one telling Ollie how to steer the ship.
I think he was probably a big influence there, because I think he was more knowledgeable about coaching and stuff, 100%. Without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt.
How to drive the bus.
So,
on the wheel.
Exactly.
He's having a wheel.
Had to use his gear shift instead of automatic. I think he's a good manager. I just get a feeling that they might be alright. I know he tips them for relegation again, but I just think
it's one of them. Right. It's probably going to be like another Luton when it comes down to the last day.
But
again, playing Liverpool, at home for your first match again is a tough one to judge against. But certainly first half, probably the better team.
The second game is City away.
So,
you've got Liverpool at home, City away.
You can't get much tougher, really, can you?
But that's the Premier League. That's welcome to the Premier League. Every game's
at least they're getting them out of the way at the same time.
Yeah.
True.
But you've all got to play each other twice. It just depends on when you face them at the start of the
season. It's just nice to get a good start, and but if you play Liverpool and City in your first two, when you first get promoted,
just click on the Ipswich squad, so I can see who's on their lineup.
I don't think they have got a strong enough lineup to stay up at all, to be honest with you. They've got Amari Hutchinson. They've signed Amari Hutchinson on a permanent now. Liam Delat, I didn't really see much of him, to be honest.
Yeah. Is that Ben Johnson that came on from West Ham? It's not the same B Johnson, is it?
Not sure, to be honest.
I can't click on his name either.
No. Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Calvin Phillips. He'll start probably we won't start next game because he's playing us. But
so not a lot of well-known names. That's Tuanzebe used to be United's decent player though. Yep. He's pretty good. I think he played quite well from last season in the Championship as well. To be fair,
got some decent players, but whether it's decent enough
again.
Connor Chaplin's
there's a lot of matches, tough matches. So
Connor Chaplin's their number 10, and I'm pretty sure he was their number 10 when they were in League One. There's 5 players in that starting 11 that was still in Ipswich in the starting 11 in League One.
See, that doesn't bode well.
No, exactly.
That's not going to be. You can only get by so much on pressure, stepping up and closing down. You'll run by Christmas. You'll be out of steam. You'll be burned.
Absolutely.
You'll be burnt out.
Well, they were after the first half.
Yeah.
Or into the second half. Liverpool.
One thing you've got.
Liverpool got more quality as well, haven't they? To be fair.
Look, Liverpool quality there.
Look at Liverpool's team. They've got a great team.
Yeah, they have. My only thing about Liverpool, and I think Liverpool will be again pushing for the top 4, top 2, top 3. Whichever way. Is their squad depth good enough? Just go down to the subs a bit. Right? you know what I mean? I'm not sure.
That's the only midfielder they've really. I mean, Curtis Jones is there as well.
Yeah.
But
I'm not. I quite like Curtis
actually,
Jones.
to be
I don't
fair,
think he's too bad of a
that
player.
bench isn't like Harvey Elliott's. He's all right. Cody Gakpo's a good player. I think Darwin Núñez is always a good player.
They've all played a lot of matches for Liverpool, haven't they? The biggest thing for me for Liverpool is the manager.
Yeah, it's
How he's going to do in the
yeah,
Premier
how's
League.
he cope?
He just isn't. You know, like we said before, Jurgen Klopp's probably one of the top 3 or 4 managers in the world.
Yeah,
and to
100%.
lose a manager of that status, I just don't see how Slot can be as good. It could be, because it depends on the teams around you as well. But you know,
I think
it's
he
a bit of an
does
unknown.
look all right so far. Like,
Yeah. To be fair, he's gone in there. First match, he's won it 2-0.
I saw their goalkeeper outside here the other day, outside our office, and he looked injured.
Oh really?
Looked like he was carrying an injury.
Right.
that's just how football players walk because he's probably training every day. You know, what I mean?
Crutches.
Football
Football players just strolling around and
If he was
wheelchair.
injured, mate, I doubt he was just walking around.
No,
without
he
crutches
just
or
didn't.
anything.
It just didn't look right. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't a swagger. It didn't look right. So I
Right,
don't know
okay.
if he's injured or I don't know. Not sure if he got injured in the game.
Yeah.
Right, should we go on to City?
City v Chelsea. Well, Chelsea first of all, a comedy club. I just don't get it with Chelsea.
Chelsea's
just
the
do
most
not understand it.
most confusing club at the moment.
The players are bought and still buying, and the amount of people in the squad, the length of contracts that they're giving them, it's just absolutely, utterly bizarre. I have no idea what they're doing.
It looks to
No
me like
idea what
it looks
they're
to me like
It's like me playing FIFA career mode.
That's what I was going to say. It looks like a kid playing FIFA career mode or a kid in a candy shop going around and going, want one of them? Oh, no,
It's like one of the
I want
videos.
that one now.
It's
I want that
like
one.
I think it's like one of the videos you've seen. It says, right, you got 5 seconds to go and grab what you want. It's like going around, that player.
Yeah.
It's just there seems to be no thought about it
I
whatsoever.
read an article
I
this
don't know.
morning. It said Chelsea are hoping to get 200 million from sales, and I'm like, tell
Really?
me, where from? I'm like, who are you selling that you're going to get 200 million from? Okay, you got 30 million for Conor Gallagher,
Yeah.
but you've also bought that João Felix.
Yeah.
For
But they're just saying 200 million in sales. They're not adding the.
the net cost or
yeah.
whatever. But if you took whichever way you got it, but I'm trying to think of who else you've got to sell. You've got Ben Chilwell,
They've got
Raheem Sterling. They've got Trevor Chalobah.
I mean, I think they were hoping to get about 60 million out of Lukaku, to be honest.
Look at who's buying
I don't think they
Lukaku?
get 60
Well, I mean,
million.
there was all talks that Osimhen was going to go, and then like Napoli said, we'll only sign Lukaku if Osimhen leaves, and I don't think he's left.
Again,
Problem for Chelsea is, I mean, every club knows that they've got to sell them, so they're going to just drive the price down.
yeah, you can give it
They're
to
desperate to sell them out.
It's a bit
So-
similar situation with City room with Cancelo. No one wants him.
Well, he's
Because-
going to Saudi.
Saudi, isn't he?
35
Yeah.
mil.
That's the only thing they have got is Saudi coming for someone like Sterling and Chilwell
Yeah.
and offer an absolutely massive amount of money, but I'm just not convinced that they will.
I just don't get the business model of how they're working. Because I'd still look at Chelsea now and I think, tell me 3 Chelsea players that you think could get in the City team or the United team or the Liverpool team or the Arsenal team.
I think there'll be a few that gets in, not the City team, but
Even Arsenal.
probably the United team.
Who out of Chelsea would you put in the Arsenal team? I don't want to be biased, you see, would say. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
In the
there
Arsenal
would be,
team.
but let's look at Arsenal. Who out of Chelsea gets in the Arsenal team?
Do you reckon Cole Palmer play on the left?
If they had
Over Saka?
He's on the right.
Over Martinelli?
Yeah.
a left back, you'd probably put him instead of Zinchenko, I'd suggest.
You've got
But I'm not
Cucurella.
sure.
Cucurella over Zinchenko?
Nah.
I won't put Cucurella
No, I
in
think
either.
so.
Even Zinchenko
Yeah.
don't always play
Yeah.
left back. They were trying to offload him, weren't they? Zinchenko?
Well, he's not. He's the Zinchenko's. They have Kivior, but they sound
Kivior
like
plays it, yeah.
Calafiori now.
Calafiori, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm just trying to think who in Chelsea's team. Like you say, probably Palmer might get in.
Reece
but does he get
James, maybe?
over Ben White? I'm not sure.
I'm
you'd say-
not
not sure
overly
you-
keen on Ben White.
Me neither.
Personally.
Me neither.
But, I do like
I
James.
do like James as well, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
James is part of that team that he wants to play.
But yeah, really, White's more.
Would you put in Kunku up front over Havertz?
No.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, White's more a centre half, really, than a right
He
back.
was a
isn't
centre half, wasn't he, when they
He's
bought
been
him?
sort of
He
maybe
bought him from
converted
Southampton
slightly, hasn't he?
somewhere.
But
Brighton was it? Yeah.
I prefer Reece James as a right back
Yeah,
all day long.
I do. I like Reece James as a right back.
He's just
but
injured all the time.
Just injured all the time.
To be honest, I'll
Yeah.
probably take Malagusto as well anyway.
Yeah, Gusto. Yeah, could be over
Yeah,
Ben White.
decent.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just got that bit of attitude, that Gusto.
Yeah.
So like shows like as if he don't want to track back and he's a right back. He sees himself more of a winger than a
French.
right back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the answer. Yeah, he's French.
Says it all,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
But where do you see Chelsea finishing? What do you see? I mean,
Who knows?
I think it's just chaos. It's just pure chaos.
I still think with the players that they've got, they've still got to be like top 6 or 7, haven't they? I would say.
You would have thought so.
Well,
They've
they
got
were
to
like
be,
hovering
but-
around between 10th and 11th for ages, and then they pushed
Yeah,
on another
yeah,
season
yeah,
got
yeah.
towards
6th.
the end. Yeah.
I think it might be similar to that again.
Players
But
like
yeah,
Sterling,
but obviously it's the
you know.
guy from that used to be at City as a
Enzo Maresca.
because they've got
Yeah.
a new manager again. So again, it's a bit of an unknown.
It's not like Chelsea to sign a player that's only had 60 professional games ever.
Who was that?
Maresca.
Oh, Maresca, yeah.
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 So it's
with Leicester in the Championship.
Yeah, he's only ever managed 1 year in the Championship, and Chelsea have gone all out for him.
Yeah.
It's like,
but that's another unknown, isn't it? Because they've got a new manager again. You just don't know how they're going to fare.
For me, it's just chaos. With
he
Chelsea.
does look like he's got his heart on his sleeve more than the others, though. Do you know what I mean? The way he's being classed as brutal, everything, just chopping players out.
He's got that ruthless streak about him, without a doubt. And he said, they were talking, and he was saying, I'm not working with 40 players. I'm working with 21 or whatever it is, and the rest of them, I don't even know where they are. They're not here.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing their own thing with the EDS squad or the youth development squad, whatever it may be. But even when Chelsea are buying players, I'm like, buy a centre forward. You haven't got a centre forward.
I know.
That Nicholas Jackson wouldn't even make our Thursday night team. He wouldn't. He wouldn't even get a game. He'd be like, mate, your sub. Or can you collect the bibs in, Nick?
Yeah, they
signed that Mark Guay, didn't they, for a decent amount?
Where's he from? I've never even heard of him.
I don't know, but he's a striker. But
he's a striker?
Yeah, I'm not sure the Chelsea scouts were like, actually, we were looking at this player, but Darren Ball's never heard of him, so we're not going to sign him.
Yeah. maybe they probably did think it was a centre half from Crystal Palace.
Exactly.
Got it wrong.
Mark Guay, get him.
Yeah.
He's in the England team. No, not that Mark Guay.
Yeah.
He turns up and he's like, who's he? It's Mark Guay. No, not that Mark Guay.
Yeah,
The other Mark Guay.
and they've already signed him.
Where did they sign him from, that Mark Guay?
I don't know, but he looks Spanish.
remember.
They're Spanish. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'd never heard of him.
No, I haven't either.
But it's massive unknown for me, Chelsea. I can't see, they're not going to win the league or anything like that. But what else will they do? I have no idea what they're going to do.
I'll be dead surprised if they finish top four. Although,
Chelsea, 100%.
In the first half against City, I thought they were passing the ball quite well. They looked organised.
But it's what I said before, though. A lot of teams, like City, you've got so many players at different fitness levels at the moment. I just thought maybe you were a bit off it rather than Chelsea being great.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, anyway.
First time we've won an away game without Rodri for over 2 years.
Yeah, I know.
That's why after one game, it's so difficult to judge. But
do you know what triggers me with Chelsea, that I always think about with Chelsea when I look at their players? And this isn't a thing on Chelsea, bullying Chelsea, but they've made the rod for their own back a little bit.
Yeah.
Is they've got a lot of players whose head will go if they start getting beat or they go on a losing streak.
Oh, yeah.
They'll spit the dummy out. I think that Enzo Fernandez is definitely one of them. Cucurella's definitely another one of them. I think you've got a couple of the centre halves like Disassi and people like that.
Who've mentioned before,
Gusto's
maybe,
definitely got that.
Yeah.
Jackson's 100% got it. He's the captain of it.
Yeah.
He's the captain of spitting your dummy out. You know what I mean? He's in a pram and everything. He's got the whole lot. He's got the whole kit.
Cole Palmer's mum still buys his trousers.
I mean, Cole Palmer doesn't say anything. He'll just go and play, and he'll turn up and play. But I just think that whole squad just got pure arrogance towards them.
Yeah.
And it's I just can't see if they go 2 or 3 games right. If they get beat again this week, I don't know. They've got Wolves, I think, away.
Wolves away, I think. Yeah,
Wolves away.
So if they play Wolves, if Wolves beat them this week and they get beat by Serviette, whoever they're playing in Switzerland in the Europa Tennis League or whatever it's called,
yeah.
You know, the Wimbledon FC. I don't know if it's called Johnson Paints Trophy or whatever it is. They're playing in. They're playing a team called Serviette. Something like that in Switzerland, and again, never heard of them neither.
No.
I've heard of a few teams from Switzerland, like Grasshoppers and Basel, and I don't know.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of them.
Is it
No, not Rapid Vienna. That's Austria. But you've got the young boys, people like that. You've heard about Serviette? Never even heard of them.
No, same here. But we'll see how they get on. But
their heads could drop, and their heads will fall off.
Yeah,
they'll just have a big
I'm surprised for top 4. Put it that way. I just would.
Can't see it.
I'd just be surprised.
I think
I don't
surprised.
I think Chelsea's aim is probably top 6 right now.
I think it's anywhere between 8 and 5th or something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Something like that.
I disagree with you. I think Chelsea's aim is top 4.
Yeah,
they
100%.
They need top 4 more than anything.
Yeah, 100%. But I think it's like I can see 5 teams way better than them.
Yeah. Their aim is different than reality. They just don't look like they're a team that would get there at the moment. I don't think.
And I think when I was watching the game, so you were at the game, weren't you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have seen this then, but when City went 2-0, Bowley stormed out. Got his seat and fucked off.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
Because he sold Kovacic as well.
Yeah, so got,
I know,
Kovacic,
great move. I know,
And that Kovacic goal was bizarre because no one closed him down.
Yeah, it was
no one went to him.
The 2 players that they signed cost a total of 220 million, the 2 players that should have closed him down, and then the player they sold for 25 million to us went through them both and scored.
It was just a bizarre thing, and again, same what you said before about City. They're not up to speed. No one's up to speed yet.
No, there's a few teams like that. To be fair,
it takes till Christmas, I would say. Christmas starts taking shape. When you know your fitness levels, where your players are, you've got your players in you need.
I always say double figures,
up.
get to 10-12 matches, and I think you get a bit more. It starts taking shape a little bit more than I think. But I think City will be well up there. As I say, I still think Alison might shade them, but they're going to be
Tell you what,
back up there
we
this
normally
season,
go
I
off
think,
to a
again.
slow start. If City start winning games all right at the start, mate, it's going to be... And then you... Because normally by Christmas you have to be about 8 points clear of City if you want to...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're coming after January, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, January we kick on, don't we? And we go on these mad runs of like 17 games in a row and all that bollocks, and sort of like come flying at the finish. And how many times do you see the press all come out and it's like, oh no, could this be the year Arsenal wins it? You know, United are top of the league now after Friday. I've seen that in one of the headlines. Could this be the year?
Right after the United game, it was like United top of the league.
Top of the league, 10 halves on a flyer and all that. I'm just like,
no one would mention that, surely, Jesus.
It happens every year. I see it every year, mate. And you see these always one, and then all of a sudden it's like, shit, City won it again. You know, it's like City are not going to catch him now, too far ahead, and then City come powering up at the end and they win it. But what we're going for this year now, we're going 5 in a row, never been done before. So it's a massive tough ask for City, and I just think...
Of course,
it's just done before. 4 in a row, never been done before as well, yeah. But I just think now, getting Gundogan back, if we've got him back, I'm not sure if it's confirmed yet.
But it might be announced by the time we've watched it.
If Gundogan comes back, that's a big bonus for the squad because he's a big dressing room name, big dressing room voice. He was he was our captain when we won the treble, and I think getting him back might be a difference between finishing first or second. And go on.
Do you think you might get a different captain if he comes back?
I hope so.
Because I know you're not keen on
the captain we've got now.
Current incumbent,
no.
are you?
No, I'm just not keen at all. I just don't think he's captain material, just in his personal life and in his game life. But I think that still think that Arsenal might just have it too much for City, because what City have gone through in the last few seasons, the pure emotion and drain. But then again, Arsenal have been playing with a lot of emotion.
Yeah, true.
And they do play with a lot of emotion. If you remember Arsenal sort of like running over to celebrate like a 1-0 win over Luton or whatever it was, a 4-3 win over Luton, the way they celebrated it was a little bit too like over the top. And I'm like, guys, you've not won anything yet.
Yeah, no, get that.
Put it to bed, move on to the next game, and get in the changing room, clap your players, clap your fans, do what you need to do. You don't need to celebrate like you would do.
I think a lot, or some of this might come down to injuries in the squad, if you can keep key players fit. So I think either of the teams, if you get 2 or 3 key players out for any length of time, I think that might shade it one way or the other.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be much in it, I don't think.
If they lose someone like Saka, that's like, or Declan Rice, they've got, who's going to play?
Yeah, you've got that. You've still got the Italian guy, haven't they? Is he still there? Did he stay?
Who's that?
The Italian midfielder, holding midfielder, Jorginho.
Jorginho. He has stayed.
I think so.
Yeah,
so they got him who can still run a shift, sort of thing. He's probably a little bit slow. He's a bit like him at United, the Brazilian lad, Casemiro. He's lost his pace a little bit. I'm not sure Casemiro or Jorginho I don't think neither of them were really that quick.
No.
But they've lost that sort of like first 2 or 3 yards, or that 5-yard burst or whatever. So I don't know. It'd be tough with City. I think this year. I think if we can get first or second and a cup, whether it's Champions League or FA Cup. Don't really count the Carabao Cup. It's one of them cups. Still want to win it. Yeah,
trophy, though, isn't it? I mean, you won it for about 4 or 5 years on the run, so
I know.
It still counts towards the trophies, don't it? So
I know. We're already off to a start with the Community Shield, massive trophy and all that. And,
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, it was when Liverpool won it last year, wasn't it?
Arsenal,
whoever it was.
Top bus parade and all
that. Yeah. But then moving on to Brentford Palace.
Brentford Palace.
Brentford I know, right?
Well, that's Sunday. That's definitely a Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. That was on a Super Sunday.
And that takes us onto Leicester City Tottenham.
I guess with Brentford, I was going to say decent manager. Palace have got a very good manager.
Brentford, I reckon, are probably this season like the most unpredictable team. Like they could finish 18th, they could finish 7th.
I just want to say in that game though, that Palace game, Eze scored a cracker of a free kick.
Oh, they were robbed. It was alright. It was in my fantasy team.
I tell you what, I was just like, and when the ref gave it disallowed, I was like, what have you disallowed there?
Yeah.
And he gave it as a foul in the box.
But he blew the whistle.
And I'm like, and he said they blew the whistle before the ball went in the net. And I'm like, so the ball's mid-air, and you think, let it go. Why not let it go for that split second before you blow your whistle and then decide what you want to do? No. Blows his whistle, disallows it for a foul that was never a foul. It was a ghost foul. If anything, it was a foul on the other guy. It was a foul on the Palace guy, on Will Hughes, I think it was. And
would have been goal of the week.
It would have been goal of the week. Yeah, it was a stunning free kick, absolutely belting free kick, and that would have put. I think would that put Palace in front? Was it 0-0 at the time or 1-0?
I think it would have. It possibly might have put them 2-1 up.
Yeah, it was something like that. I think the game was drawn at the time, and then Brentford went on the late to score. But I watched the game, and it was kind of like it was okay, an okay game. Typical, like you say, Brentford Palace. They're both going for it, which is good.
They're both going to be pretty even, sort of like they're about with
Both
each other, I think,
similar
all season, very
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
But I think, by the way, the thing about that free kick, I think the referee came out and admitted he made a mistake.
Yeah,
as well,
he
didn't
did.
So it's no good after it. But I mean,
If Palace go down now on a point,
yeah,
like,
no,
go
yeah,
down by
well,
a point, what happens then?
It's going to happen all
Is there
season.
going to be
Yeah,
lawsuits or whatever?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But it's. But
I think
I
they'll be
think Palace
pretty.
will go down.
I think they're pretty similar teams.
That's
I think
mental.
I think Palace are going down.
I think Palace will bounce back from that defeat and finish in the top 10.
If they do it, go to money to get a new stadium because their stadium's absolutely dog shit.
I would say both of them halfway again, but I think got about 10 teams that are going to finish in 10th.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's true.
I think both will be bottom half of the table.
I've actually written down my Premier League predictions on my phone as well, so
I can't see Palace doing anything, to be honest. I just think they're going to be relegated, along with Everton.
Well, I think it's the
Southampton.
best thing about having Leicester back in the Premier League is Jamie Vardy.
I watched that Monday night, and after the first half, I thought, how is it still 1-0 for Tottenham? This should be about 8-0.
Oh yeah.
It should have been about 8-0 for Tottenham.
I thought we were going to absolutely batter them.
Same.
But
I
the
thought this
second
is
half
going to be
is just,
demolishing.
I mean, talk about game of 2 halves. I mean,
Yeah.
never has the same been so true.
I
You know,
don't
it's
normally
crazy.
get excited and laugh at games that don't
Yeah.
involve City. I was laughing my head off at this game all the way through. I was like, oh my god, and just bursting out into laughter. Me and you were watching it for a bit
Yeah.
together. And then Vardy, when he got subbed, he just can't be.
Exactly,
I'm not his biggest
0
fan.
for you, 1 for me.
I'm not his biggest fan, but that was hilarious, wasn't it?
Same.
To
He
be
just looks
fair.
like step-toe, doesn't he? And he's like
telling
looks like
Romero
a
to
scruff.
F off as
Yeah,
well
he's
as he's
just
walking
drunk.
away.
Romero, he don't only tell him to F off, he gives him the fingers and everything. He's like, oh god, lads, Romero.
Yeah.
Romero stood there looking at him, he's going, fucking like proper angry. And I'm like, go
Yeah.
on, give it him. Even I'm yelling, go
Yeah,
on.
you think you'd be in a South American doing that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
There's not many Englishmen who are more angry than South Americans.
I know, right? I know. But I mean, Leicester, they just looked, first half, they looked all over the place.
Yeah.
they were a mess.
Yeah.
They couldn't really form out.
But Tottenham, decent team as well. They played
Yeah,
well.
you would have expected a win for Tottenham there, wouldn't you?
When it started, I thought this is going to be a pasting. I think
Yeah.
we've got, I was wrong about Postecoglou. I said they were my surprise team to go down or be close to the bottom fighting relegation.
Yeah.
I thought Postecoglou might have been out of his depth, but he's proved it's not.
No,
And he's
did
a
well.
Were you
very
actually being
level-headed.
serious when you said that? You thought
Yeah.
Spurs could have gone down?
Yeah, I just thought Postecoglou wasn't up to it, but now I've changed my view on him altogether. I think he's a top manager. I
Yeah,
think
decent
he's,
manager. He did well, didn't
They
he?
were 5th, weren't they?
Yeah, I think he's just.
Yeah,
I think he's
they
just
were,
a very level-headed guy who talks sense, and I imagine he dishes it out in the changing room.
He seems
as well.
to be a bit of a straight talker, doesn't he?
Yeah.
They'll just say it as it is to the
I know I
players
couldn't
and to
take him
anyone else.
serious, man.
He
I'll
looks
be
like
like,
an
every time he
Undertaker.
speaks, I'll be like, shrimp with the Barbie, man.
Yeah, and he managed to sell it, didn't he? So you think, come on. But,
I just think he looks like an Undertaker. He looks like he's just
Yeah.
ready to sort of like roll the coffee out the back of the car. You know what I mean?
To finish it off, do you want to just go through the fixtures for next week and then just give your prediction?
Yeah, we'll give a prediction. Go on then.
Just one score each game. Don't
right.
need to explain it.
Go on, I'll go last.
You'll go last.
I'll say United win 2-1.
I'm going to say 1-1.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. But in that case, then I'll go 3-1 Brighton.
That's 1-1. Palace 1, West Ham 1.
I'm going 2-2.
I'm going to go with 1-0 West Ham.
Right, okay.
Palace have that's a tough game to call. That one I'm going to go with... Oh, go on, Mike.
No, well, I'd say Fulham 2-0. That one.
I'll say... I'm going to say 2-1 Leicester.
I'm going to say 1-1.
I'd say solid 3-0 for City. That one, I think.
4-0.
I'm going to go 3-0 City.
Ooh.
That's either going to be 3-1
1-1.
or 0-0.
I'd go 1-1 that one, I think.
I'm going to go 3-1 Forest.
I'm going to go 2-0 Forest.
I think it could be like a 4-0 to Tottenham this one.
I agree.
I'm going to just go 2-1 Tottenham.
I'm going to go 5-0 Tottenham.
5-0?
Yeah.
2-1 I'll say.
And that'll be the end of Sean
This
Dyche,
is the game of the weekend, I think.
I think that's going to be the score, 17-30.
It's definitely
It's going to be a high-scoring game.
It's going to be
now.
watchable then, isn't it? Oh, I think 2-1 Arsenal. I think they'll just scrape it. I think Villa at home, first game at home, good side, great atmosphere,
Yeah.
but I think they've just got too much quality for them.
I was going to say 2-1 Arsenal.
I'm going to go 1-1.
Yeah.
That was my original thing, but I changed it to 2-1 Arsenal. Ooh.
I think 2-2.
I'm going to go 1-0 Bournemouth.
I'm going to go 2-1 for Newcastle.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I'm going to go 2-1 for Wolves.
Oh, we're going to go 2-1 for Wolves as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-0 for Chelsea.
Ooh.
Liverpool, Brentford to finish it off.
I think there'll be 3-0 for
I was going
Liverpool.
to say
that one.
3-1 Liverpool.
I was going to say 3-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm just not sure.
I can't see
scoring
Brentford
wise,
scoring.
don't know.
Yeah,
Got decent.
Probably
defence,
get
to be
that
fair,
lucky
so-
early goal at Anfield and get everyone excited, see it pop up, Brentford 1-0, and then it'll be 3-1 Liverpool.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. But what game are you looking forward to most over this weekend?
Well,
I think it's got to be
Villa
the Arsenal,
right?
Got to be the Arsenal.
Villa
I think so.
Arsenal.
I think it'll be a good match. That.
I think
footballing
Wolves
wise
Chelsea will be a
good.
good watch as well, to be honest.
I think you're right. I think Wolves Chelsea.
I'm looking forward to
Well,
Everton
Brighton
one, you know.
United actually. Brighton United's a
That
good
might be
game.
right. Yeah, Brighton always play good football, don't they? And hopefully it'll be a decent match. That.
That's just never
Brighton at home at 12:30 kick-off. It won't be far for United.
never back the
fans.
early kick-off.
Won't be
Yeah.
far for United fans to travel down the
I know, yeah, it's
M53, whatever it
early
is,
start,
M23,
innit?
whatever it is, right?
Yeah, early start. But for some reason, I'm quite looking for the Tottenham Everton match.
Yeah, that's actually quite peak for
I don't
United fans. If
Yeah.
they are travelling down from Manchester, how early we have to wake up for that?
You'd have to set off at 5 o'clock in the morning for that.
Yeah, you've got to be 5 o'clock, haven't you?
Especially if you want to stop for a beer.
Yeah.
If you have a few beers before.
I was so before the match. And,
Yeah, you get
you're
down
talking,
there. If you left Manchester at 5 in the morning, let's say 6 in the morning, you're down there for about 11.
Yeah,
That's
you
without
get-
any traffic.
That's without the traffic in
Yeah.
it, which is.
So you probably want to
Yeah,
leave at
you
5,
never know.
5.
Yeah,
really,
I reckon.
to be
Yeah, I
realistic. Get there for half
That's
10.
mental, that, innit?
Yeah.
Half 10,
That's what I've
few
always
beers.
disagreed with, having 12:30 kickoffs and having. I guarantee that it's going to be City v Ipswich away at Ipswich. It's
Oh,
gonna
we're
be
not
half-
that
Oh,
on
you
New
can
Year's
see
Day.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have it 12:30.
But
To wake up at 4.
Yeah, Premier League all over, isn't it? Don't think of the fans.
To be fair, when we were saying Brighton with the first, do you reckon Ipswich is probably further now?
Probably to get to.
Ipswich is
Because like
there's
there's no
Oh,
motorway.
dual
yeah.
carriageways and
It's
small
ball to
roads,
get
isn't
to.
it?
Southampton's worse than probably Brighton as well. So you've
Southampton,
got a few
slog as
teams.
well.
You've got a few teams. I'm going to be swerving there. Is one Southampton, Ipswich, Brighton, Palace.
You'd just be.
Fulham's a great away day. Fulham's a really good away day.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. It's same with
Villa-
West Ham. as well, I think.
West Ham Villa's a good away day.
Bournemouth,
Bournemouth,
oh
forget
God.
that.
It's like going 6 hours to a shed.
Yeah, I mean, look at Newcastle going Bournemouth or Newcastle going Ipswich or something like that. It's bad enough for us, isn't it? But then they stick another 3.5 hours on top for them, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see what the final day of the season is, to be honest with you.
We're at home, I
Last
think.
games. Here we go.
Yeah, we're at home to Bournemouth.
We're away to Fulham.
Oh, it's Fulham.
Yeah.
Bournemouth
Villa at
Fulham
home,
first.
we've got, wow.
Oh,
So United
That won't
start
be
and
easy.
finish. United start and finish at home.
Yep.
City start and finish away.
we all
Sounds
play
about
the
right.
same people twice. Then.
Sounds about right though.
Yeah, cool. Well, next 2 matches after this one.
Fulham away would be a bad
Arsenal are away.
Mm.
That's so stupid. It's going to be between Arsenal and City maybe in the last day, and none of us can celebrate at home.
You don't know. You don't know. I'll be in Fulham. I'll be in London.
Yeah,
That game anyway. If it comes down to it.
Wait for the Arsenal fans to come back.
You really?
back. If you're there anyway, why
I'll
not?
go away, right? Yeah. But yeah, it's, there's our predictions then.
Yeah, there we
There's
go.
our,
To see how
there's
wrong
our
we are
first-
next
There's our
week.
first Premier League preview. And have we got? If you want more of the Premier League, let us know. We can talk all day for the Premier League, can't we?
Oh, yeah,
It's our
yeah.
strongest subject,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah,
Even
so
though
we'll
we don't
catch
know
up.
half the players, half the managers now, it's
Yeah.
still American. So the other day I was watching someone who went, hang on a minute, he's signed. He don't play for them anymore. Can't remember who it was now, but you think about it, and you
Yeah.
think, well, Oliver Skip the other day, so he was sat on the Leicester's bench, and I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, that's right.
Bobby
Yeah,
Bobby
yeah.
Reid played for Leicester. I had no idea.
Yeah, first time you
Well,
saw
yeah.
it on telly, he was there, wasn't he? But
there's a few when you see him and you think, hey, hang on a minute, didn't know that happened.
Yeah, I didn't even know
Yeah.
he played for you.
Yeah, you missed that, but it's, as we go in, we'll get into it. Who plays
Yeah,
what,
definitely.
especially when the window shuts.
yeah,
And
that's it.
anything,
And, you know,
before we finish, is there anyone in the window you might want to fancy buying?
well, I did mention I think we'll probably be in for that Ugarte.
Yeah.
Apart from that, not really. No, possibly a left back backup.
Do you
at the
think
moment.
there'll be any blockbuster sort of like signings before the window closes?
Uh,
Could there be any £100 million signings?
well, there's maybe a bit of talk of Chelsea going for Osimhen, isn't there? So,
Yeah,
We'll have to
I mean,
sign that, yeah.
who aren't they going for then?
Chelsea going for everyone. I think
But-
Chelsea saw today they're going to swap 2 players for Sancho.
Yeah.
So you might get Chilwell.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, blockbuster ones, not sure.
I can't.
There's usually something comes out of the blue.
Yeah.
Someone somewhere buys
Yeah.
someone big and it kicks off a bit of a chain reaction.
The,
So
only, the only club I can see
definitely
probably
possible.
who might buy someone big is Liverpool.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
Liverpool
they
signed
seem to be
anyone yet.
fairly quiet.
Yeah,
so
they're quiet.
but if they do, it'll have to be like a holding midfielder.
I can't think who it could be.
Yeah.
The only holding midfielder I think of who might be available, but he's not going to be blockbuster money, but he's a blockbuster name, is Leon Goretzka.
yeah, right, okay.
I don't know. I think Bayern Munich try to get rid of him, try and unload him.
Ah, right,
So
okay.
cue United links, Liverpool
Yeah.
links,
Right.
But I think the other one as well. If Guimaraes leaves Newcastle, if he does go somewhere, he might be a big name.
Yeah.
It might be 100 million or close to it, maybe 60, 70 million.
But I think he's just been made captain, hasn't he? So
Yes.
I would say that's
I
probably
think
unlikely.
There's probably a bigger chance now. He probably stays at Newcastle and be a
I
captain
think
for a
so.
long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, but it's, they're the only ones I can see, and you never know with Chelsea.
Oh, you absolutely never know. It could be anything.
Chelsea could go in. Chelsea could go in for Vinny Junior, Mbappe, and Rodri.
Yeah, like
you never
2 billion or something.
You just never know. Yeah, you just never know.
2 billion and sterling.
Yeah. The 2 billion it will be is in sterling, not and sterling. Yeah. But anyway, there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know in the comments what you think, what your predictions are, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.